What's going on, my broskies? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video, and today we're talking about Grand Party. Now look, Grand Party is going to be going live very shortly as of the recording of this video. However, there have been some conversations in the community as to how we can better come together and, basically deal with Grand Party, and I don't think it's much of a surprise to people that it's widely considered to be the worst game mode in One Piece Treasure Cruise, mainly just due to the fact that there is so much RNG that's involved with it, and the fact that, we already understand the power of Roger and how oppressive it is to come up against that, and the fact that they have removed the low power strategy in order to secure those 15 wins a lot easier. So the community have been brainstorming, shout out to Fate of Muffins, and also shout out to Chaozu, who also uploaded an earlier video discussing this same concept. So I wanted to bring further light to this situation so we could all come together and hopefully make it a bit easier on everyone for securing victories during the Grand Party season. So the way that this actually works here is if we go to my attack setup team, this is a similar strategy as to what has been suggested by the community. So in order for this to work, you do need a certain team setup, right? So ideally, you have your top setup being a Dex team. It doesn't really matter what order it is, right? But you have, an 8-man team with Dex characters, and because the 8-man Dex team is pretty strong, right? Then you're going to have a blue team, and the blue team is going to be, characters that are not solely focused on boosting, driven, you wouldn't put characters such as Porchemi or Blue Jam, you'd use some of the older blue Sugofest characters, the old school quick team. You still got Akainu, you still got Kaido, still very good units. I've also put Tesoro on the team. You've got Luffy, who's a nice addition to the team as well, and then of course Legend Sugar, who's only really good versus strength teams. Sugar is not really good against anything else except for opposing strength teams. And you see we've got a couple of characters on the bench just to give us a bit more power. And then we have a strength team, and this is the team that you want to build, basically in mind with having a really terrible team here. So you do see that we're running a very, not very synergistic strength team. Katakuri, Crocodile, we've got Ace, Luffy, Zoro, Drake, and then we've got a Rumble Red Recruit on the bench. So this is the way that the strategy will work, is we have a GP leader of Katakuri, but realistically you could have, your GP leader be anything. Realistically though, you want to make sure that, you have the GP leader probably be on the strength team just to show that that is, the team that is going to be the weaker one, but just to show the fact that, you've got access to these really bad team setups that you want people to challenge. I mean, you just want to make sure that the leader is not really a GP leader at all. Like, you could do something like this, for example, or something like this, just to show that, the teams that you have set up are not very good teams. And the thing is if we have everyone in the community, or a large portion of the community, dedicated to this strategy, what we can do is you can run in with your Dex team against the opposing quick teams, and in this scenario, this 8-man Dex team will not lose to this quick team that I have built here. But then you can have another strategy where this quick team that I have will always beat low mid-tier strength teams, teams without Rumble Legend Kuma, Final Tap Kid, Super Class Doflamingo, these characters that have damage through defense, or these really oppressive strategies with confusion with waifus, or Kizuna Boa Hancock, those characters, for example, you wouldn't put those on the strength teams. You could put something like V1 Akainu on that strength team. You could put Dogstorm, V1 Dogstorm on your strength team. Even if you have 6-star Legend Lucy, something like that. These strength-based legends that are just terrible that you can have on this bottom tier team. But there's also something else you have to keep in mind when you're doing this strategy. You want to make sure that your combat power is as high as possible. So you see in this team comp that I've got 193,000 for my team power, and that is important because you could build up this team and only have a combat power of like 100 to 150k. And the thing is it's going to be very hard to locate those types of teams. When I use like a full power team, like such as this, for example, I've got 211,000. And sometimes when I go and try and find opponents, the other opponents that I have are still above 200,000, well over 200,000. So if we can somehow apply this strategy where everyone has, 180 to 200,000 combat power with the 8-7-6 team setup, you've got 8 characters for your Dex team, you have 7 characters for the quick team, and you have the 6 characters for the strength team, as well as, not putting these modern characters that are extremely strong. unless it is your Dex team, of course, then that's going to help you secure free wins, basically. So the way that it would work is when you find an opponent with a similar strategy, you would use your strength team against their Dex team. And because their 8-man Dex team is very strong and it's very modern, it has a good synergy, of course, that will always beat a low-tier, non-synergistic strength team. It just always will. But then, you know, you can start securing victories with your Dex team against opposing quick strategies, so long as, you know, it doesn't have any oppressive characters such as Porchemi, Blue Jam, characters such as that, already like random int-driven characters on the team. You know, your Dex team should always secure victory against those types of teams. And then, of course, your quick team should always beat the low-tier, bottom-of-the-barrel strength teams. And that is essentially how the strategy actually goes. Now, look, I don't really expect a lot of people to really adopt this strategy. Maybe not even day one, maybe not even day two, might not even be this season at all, but that's the whole point of me making this video, is to bring further light to this strategy so that more people can potentially adopt it in future seasons. So eventually we'll have a lot of people with this strategy. You know, you have your GP leader set as someone that essentially doesn't have a GP leader skill, someone that you know is an older legend that not many people would run in Pyro Rumble, such as like my team example here with Katakuri. If I didn't do that, I could even set the leader as Crocodile, for example, just to show that, you know, this team is not really built to basically win. This is a team built so that opponents are able to secure victories against me, and that's what you guys should be doing too. But once again, I want to reiterate, ensure that your combat power is relatively high so that people are actually able to locate you as an actual opponent. But of course, as we said, you know, if you are unable to find an opposing team with a similar setup, then you'd want to try and go ahead and just use, you know, your normal setup. But that's the big thing about this strategy, as Chaozu kind of pointed out, is the fact that if the combat power is really high, switching between a normal team and then going back to this strategy is kind of seamless, because the combat power is somewhat similar. So even if you have to switch over to a normal, you know, GP leader team, and then you go to your next match and you're able to find another opponent using the strategy, you can just seamlessly switch back and then apply the strategy again to secure free victories. So again, it really comes down to you guys in the community. So if everyone is able to adopt this strategy, we're going to have a far easier opportunity to secure those 15 wins. As we know, you know, securing 15 wins is not easy in Grand Party. Even if you have everything at max level, there's always, like, I don't think there is anyone in Grand Party that has literally won 15 wins every single season. And I mean, they definitely, I guess there probably are people that have been able to do it, but a majority of the people that I have spoken to, they've at least lost one season where something has come down to RNG and the teams just don't work out. It happens. That's how Rumble and Grand Party are supposed to work. You're not supposed to reach max victories every single season. But if we do use this strategy, we have a far easier chance at doing that. And not only will it help a lot of people do it, but especially people that are, you know, newer to the game. I mean, maybe not new to the game because they won't have everything to build good Rumble teams, but those mid-level players that have struggled to even get to 12 wins, right? This will help those types of players potentially get there too. So anyways, that's pretty much all I wanted to bring to you guys' attention in this video, is to potentially adopt a similar strategy in order for us to all as a community secure those 15 wins for the extra gems, the bounty, and of course those elusive titles that everyone really wants to get, right? But anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Good luck with Grand Party. Of course, it does start today. I'll be uploading my video of day one relatively soon, whenever it drops, of course. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, make sure to go ahead and leave a like, and if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. On that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.